Well, in this section, I'd like to go over a little bit about bow tuning, and I'm not going to go through everything, but you know, I get asked an awful lot about bow tuning. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to accuracy and things, and I'm not going to go through everything. I mean, there's been volumes written and videos done on the basic stuff, but I'll go over a few of the highlights that I do when I'm setting up hunting bow. This is the brand new 2009 DZ32. And I just got it, so I'm going to set it up. I put a set of Winner's Choice strings on. The DZ comes with Winner's Choice, and I just like the custom color. They're identical to the ones that we provide for Limb Saber. Also have my Spot Hog Whammy rest. That's, in my opinion, the best rest out there, bar none. Then of course, my Hogget 7-pin sight. I've already set the rest up, but first thing I always do when I'm setting up is I want to use regular foot powder, and what I'll do is I'll spray my rest and my shelf area with foot powder. And what this does is, as you can see, it turns everything white, which is what you want, and all the areas nice and white. And what we're going to be looking for here, we'll let it dry for just a second, but what this does is it will tell us if we're getting any fletching contact. This Spot Hog Whammy is the best rest out there as far as I'm concerned, and I almost never have problems with that as long as it's set correctly. But with any rest, I always recommend making sure that you don't have fletching contact. If you have fletching contact, it will impact your accuracy. I don't care what happens, it will impact your accuracy. So best thing to do is spray down, make sure that we get this taken care of, and that'll make the tuning process a whole lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shoot an arrow down range. Okay. It doesn't make any difference where it hit. Now, I'm going to show you this. This is actually very, very good. I actually shot this a little bit before, so but you can see there's actually no contact. What we'd be looking for is marks that look like that, where the fletching actually had cleaned the rest off. So anyway, this is very, very good. We're not showing any contact, but if we saw marks that look like that, sometimes you'll see marks that look like that out on the riser. All those things will tell us if we have fletching contact. And a lot of times when you pull the arrow up, you'll be able to see that the white spots, the white powder actually on the contact part of the arrow. So anyway, well, let's go pull the arrow. We're really good here, and the next thing we'll go on to paper tuning. Okay, the next thing we're going to be doing tuning, and there's been lots written about this, and it's pretty common knowledge on how to do this, but it's paper tuning. And all we're looking for is we want to get a basic idea of how that arrow is flying as it's leaving the bow. I've done this quite a bit, and basically I set my arrow up level and parallel with the track of the string. And usually it's pretty good, but it's always good to check. And it'll give us a good idea of what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot an arrow through paper. Okay, and by the way, I'm shooting at a distance of about 10 feet. That's the distance that I like to use on paper tuning. Again, there's lots of theories about that, but let's take a look at our hole. Okay, actually, I'm getting a little bit of a left tear, but when we pull everything back together, you can see definitely there's two veins here, the point's over here, and we're right there. You know, honestly, I know guys that are just meticulous about the paper hole. They want this perfect hole with no tear, no anything. And I found a lot of times that bows will group better with something other than a paper tear. So, or I'm sorry, other than a bullet hole through paper. So anyway, you know what? This isn't a drastic tear. I'm going to try it, see how it works, because we're going to be working with our rest back and forth when we come to the tuning stage or the broadhead grouping stage. I want those broadheads and those field points to group the same place, and that's what we're going to end up with. So, and I think we're close enough with paper, and we'll go back and start shooting and see how it comes out. Okay, we've moved back to 40 yards here, and this is in the indoor range here at Winner's Choice. And I'm going to shoot a group down there. I've got 2 broadheads and 2 field points. So basically I'm going to shoot them down there, and we're going to go down and look at the group and see what it looks like. So try to make real good clean shots. Okay. I'm not even worried about where they're hitting right now. I'm only worried about the group. So my biggest thing right now is try to shoot them all the same. Those are my two broadheads. I usually try to shoot the broadheads first because it's a lot easier on your fletching. The less arrows there are down there, the less likely it is for the broadhead to hit the fletching and tear up your arrows. Okay, and this is really only the preliminary. We're going to shoot further, but 40 yards is what we can do inside here, so it's a nice place to start. Okay, we're going to walk down and see what we have. Okay, here we are. All right. I was aiming dead center here, and you can see that my groups are up and down. Now the big thing is where the field points and the broadheads are. So let's see, we'll pull them. The top one's a broadhead. The second one's a broadhead as well. Then the two field points went lower. Okay, what that's telling us is that we need an up and down adjustment on our rest. Generally speaking, the way I want to start out doing that is I'm going to actually lower the rest. The field points will almost always move faster than the broadhead group. And that's a real key thing to keep in mind. The other key thing is we're going to do micro adjustments. We're not going to move this very much. We're going to do tiny little adjustments, and we're going to shoot it again and see if we can bring that group tighter.